Well, well, well. GM. G.
To the
M. Great morning, my friends. DJs, Diamond Hand fam, Forge and Fuel crew, super soldiers, one percenters, pioneers, pivoters, pursuers, builders, brothers and sisters, hermanos y hermanas, mamas y papas, anyone I may have left out, and anyone in between. Welcome back. And welcome into the best way to start your day. It's time to get fired up at Forge and Fuel.
baby.
I am your humbled, honored, and clearly always hyped host, Colton Capp Swirl One, and I can't thank you enough for choosing to stop by, hang out with me and my guys, and dive down some motivational and inspirational rabbit holes unlike any other. Now, my friends, let me be the first to let you know that we got one hell of a show on tap for you here on this magnificent Monday morning. It is January the 20th, 2025, a very special day here in the US of A. Who's to say, who's to know, baby? And let me tell you, we got more motivation, more inspiration, more good vibration, and more high level conversation going to help you come alive on this Monday morning than you're going to know what to do with over the course of the next hour to hour and a half or so. But before we dive into today's program, I must humbly ask you to do a few things. If you can find it in that big old heart of yours to do so, to maybe check a few boxes, do a couple favors for the kid this morning, maybe you could just take a quick second to smash that subscribe button on whatever platform you are currently adjusting the Forge and Fuel podcast on. If you're watching on YouTube, you might as well hit that notification bell right down there yonder as well, so you never miss a live show or any additional content dropping here on the YouTube. And if you're enjoying this morning's program, you might as well hit that like button down there as well to help that algo flow and go one time for the one time on the old YouTube. If you're watching on Rumble, maybe you could hit a subscribe. Maybe you could turn the notification on over there as well. Maybe you could hit a like button as well. And maybe you could become a subscriber, a follow, a notificationer over there on the Rumble. But maybe that's not the platform of your viewing pleasure. Maybe you download this show, the knowledge and the insights from it live in prime time on the X app. And if that's so, maybe while you're watching, while you're laughing right now, you could hit a heart. Maybe you could hit a repost. Hell, maybe you could even hit a quote post and let the people know on the X timeline why you decided to tune in live in prime time to Forge and Fuel this morning. And last but certainly not least, if you are
Listening or potentially watching to this podcast on your favorite podcast directory like Spotify, Apple Music, or maybe even Amazon Music, maybe you could take a quick second to smash that subscribe button. Maybe leave us a 5-star rating. Maybe give us a follow, or honestly, just smash the shit out of whatever button you currently see on your screen, because it only helps us continue to grow and flow on all those platforms as well. Yeah, man.
Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you.
Shout out DJT. We appreciate the hell out of you. And shout out to all you beautiful humming beings. We appreciate the hell out of you who've helped that algo go and flow on this beautiful Monday morning. But maybe you haven't. Maybe you didn't hit any of those buttons. Maybe you just sat there and laughed at me while I was telling you to do all those things. Well, that's not very nice. And second of all, maybe this show makes you laugh. Maybe this show makes you cry. Maybe this show makes you think. Maybe this show smacks you around with some perspective and you pick yourself up from the ground and you say, whoo, I never thought of it that way before. Well, if so, don't be a hoe, share the show, be a friend, tell a friend, let somebody know, and we will proceed with this morning's program.
Don't be rude.
My friends, you've heard DJT a few times. You've heard some glass breaking. You have heard a bell or two. But I'm the only guy you've seen on your screen so far. However, that must mean that DEEZYY, Mr. Producer, Derek Snow's in the building. The lightweight slanging, iron pumping, bowling ball bench pressing, the man, the myth, the legend himself, live in prime time. Shout out DEE. That is a fact. I am freezing my nuts off as well, my friends. I mean, my nipples could cut glass. They're harder than a witch's tit in a brass bra. I'm telling you what, it ain't no joke out here. -1 degrees in the Windy City. I am not excited about it. I am not thrilled to the core. I am actually chilled to the core. But that's not going to stop me. No. Here we are on Forge and Fuel, and it's my job to get you fired up. So even if it might be colder than doggone an igloo's outhouse, I'm not fucking stopping. I'm bringing all the fire I got inside of me, and I'm getting you ready for your doggone day. So even if it's cold where you are and you're sitting there underneath your blanket right now going, oh, shit, I don't want to get up, I'm going to bring you so much fire straight through this screen that'll help you wake up real, right, and nice. No. But there's also another man who is here, and he's going to help us do that as well. You see, he is the forge to my fuel. He is the fire, well, kind of to my fire, but the opposite of that is ice. So fire to my ice.
What?
He is the yin to my yang.
What?
And friends, joining us now is the man who is the founder of the Grandpa Ape Country Club.
What?
the lead pro on the GACC Greens.
if you will.
What?
He is a purveyor of positive vibes,
What?
a curator of high-level energies,
What?
a certified peace, love, and positivity pusher.
What?
My friends, also a professional DJ with a wide-ranging musical catalog. More songs within that catalog that you probably know and also don't know. And when he starts to spin at a club or a venue or somewhere where he is allowed to bring the doggone vibes, it will make you feel so good inside. You'll say, oh my, is he my human iPod?
What?
He is the jet plane flying,
What?
McLaren driving,
What?
Rolex rocking,
What?
Jesus peace dangling,
What?
the one, the only.
With an emphasis on the one.
What?
Here he is, Mr. Turned Up himself, DJ Swirl One. Great morning, Swirl One.
How you doing?
Doing amazing. Life is grand.
Oh.
And you said it was -1. I'm going to go ahead and correct you on that. It says right here, it feels like -17.
Oh, sick.
Woo!
Cool. Dope.
So it is definitely much colder than -1. I popped out on the balcony. I was like, yo, this is not for me. I got my long johns on, immediately grabbed for those things right away. I was like, oh my goodness. Yes, walk back inside. Not staying out there for too long today. My friends, that's okay. We're going to bring the heat right here, right now. Got my setup back. I don't know if you guys notice. I'm feeling, hey, right here, look, I got me a cup. Hey, went back to the HQ and rescued a few things, if you will. Hey, right here. Right here.
Oh. Good morning, Vietnam.
Oh, this helps keep my coffee so much better. You guys remember the little white mugs I was using? Oh, not the deal. Too big, okay? And so therefore it gets cold quicker. The smaller little insulation. Shout out to Yeti cups, man. I'm just saying.
What
But
you got in the cup this morning?
oh, I got don't think I don't have my it's right there. Like this much in there. There's a lot.
What do you got? What you got in the cup this morning? What flavor?
Well, I only rock the hazelnut, my friend.
Oh, I got a little Black Rifle, just black. I'm talking about this shit.
Well,
put some
this is
hair on
just
it.
black hazelnut. There's nothing in it.
Well, I mean, this shit, this put some hair on your peaches. This shit, I forgot how stout
Well,
this
most
shit.
people just shave that stuff off, so I don't know why I even worry about that.
That's a good point. Well, yeah.
Wait a minute.
Well, okay, to put hair on your chest. A lot of fucking guys don't have hair on their chest. Pussies.
That's true, but most of those guys shave it off too. So there's that.
I shaved mine off, so.
So I'm just saying. Hey, it's the swimmer body. That's what they tell you. But do me a favor, since I was just showing you my device here, if you wouldn't mind using yours for more, you already know what the weather is. You don't need to look that up anymore. But you could go in here and send out a little vibe to somebody and say, hey, good morning, sunshine. Check out this cool video I got for you. Wait, it's a video of these great guys that are going to laugh and make you cry, make you think, and make you go, I haven't thought of it that way. So do that for us. Send out a text, maybe a DM while you're in there. Gotta love that. We got some great people in the chat already. I was first. That's right. You saw me get first on that bad boy. Make sure you're drinking a bunch of water today. We need that as well. I've got some.
Cheers to that.
It's a little colder than I like, but we'll let it cool off. I'm sorry, warm up over here as we give messages. So there you go. You all right? Did I kill you? You okay?
Let it cool off. Fucking yeah.
Let it warm up.
Let the coffee cool off and let the water warm up. Who's to say?
Bro, I'm telling you. Hey, yesterday when I was coming up here, because I had to bring the old Mac up here, right? Yesterday morning.
Mhm.
You know, the damn thing gets great gas mileage. I had no idea it got such good gas mileage. I could have made it here on one tank, mind you.
Really?
However, I did have a little wingman situation for a little while. So, right? And then all of a sudden, well, I needed to drain a tank, and I went ahead and filled the tank at the same time. So, you know, you had to do what you got to do. But I made it here. It is secured. Oh, right here.
Nice. Nice. Hell yeah. I can make St. Louis in one shot. One tank, one trip, no PPs, no breaks. But if I got DZ, shit, we got to stop in Bloomington. We got to stop right outside of St. Louis. This boy's got a smaller bladder than any woman I've ever dated.
It's a lot of water, bro.
I'm telling you what. And it's funny. He'll be over there and sitting, and I can tell he gets real quiet. He's got a piss, and he's like barely sipping on anything. I'm like, "You good, dude? I could really use a potty break." Oh, shout out D's, my road trip buddy for life.
I'm like this on those drives, man. I just do it. I don't care if the vibe says we're going the whole way. Great. If the vibe says we're stopping 3 times, hey, we're stopping 3 times.
What we do. Who's to say, who's to know? Me and D somehow seem to always get into some shit, though. It's absolutely impeccable how it always happens for me and DWE. Shit, we got into some shit just meeting you for dinner last Tuesday night, for crying out loud. Anytime me and him get in a vehicle and go to a destination together, shit happens. It is Colton D's every damn time. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out my guy, DWEZYY. Well, my friends, here we are live on the show. And Swirl One already said it, but in case you missed it, we start this show a very specific way, don't you know? We like to start off with a little laugh, a little funny ha-ha, because one man named Jim Valvano once said, in order to have a full day, you got to laugh, you got to cry, and you got to think. And obviously the first thing on that list is to get a little chuckle going, a regular old knee slapper, if you will. So, I got a little something different, actually. Not different, well, kind of different, a little bit who's say, who's no. I got a morning laugh, and then I got potentially what might take the cake as the hardest verse of 2025, and it is game, set, match. It's only been a half a month, and nobody else is going to drop a harder verse. So I brought that to the show as well. It's a banger. I don't give a damn what anybody thinks. Had me in my feels yesterday when I heard it. I had to listen to it 4 times. It's so damn good. But we'll start with the morning laugh, my friends. And sometimes, you know, you find yourself in a situation where you got to make lemonade. And why would you have to make lemonade? Well, probably because you found yourself in a previous situation where, you know, life had given you lemons. So this morning, my friends, our morning laugh is when life gives you some unexpected lemons.
Damn it. What's up, man? I've got these lemons. Wow, life gave you lemons. I guess so, yeah. You gotta make lemonade, man. Why? Life gave you lemons. You gotta make lemonade. Yeah, I know I gotta make lemonade. I don't wanna make lemonade.
What's up, guys?
Life gave him lemons.
You gotta make lemonade,
Yeah,
man.
I know I gotta make lemonade. I don't wanna make lemonade.
You gotta.
Why?
Life handed my cousin lemons once.
Did he make lemonade?
Nope.
Where's he at now?
Porn addict.
What?
He's addicted to porn.
Yikes.
Yeah, like 10 to 12 hours a day.
God, that is dark.
Could have just made lemonade instead.
I could Postmate some lemonade. You can Postmate lemonade? Yeah, when life gives you lemons, you could just sort of hang out normally and Postmate lemonade.
That's not
No,
it.
man, you gotta make the lemonade. I feel so burdened by the task. Better than the burden of guilt.
What kind of guilt the guy feels after life hands him lemons and he doesn't make lemonade with it.
Like his cousin.
Like my porn addicted cousin.
Exactly.
He sniffs paint.
He sniffs paint?
Yeah, he sniffs paint too.
Jesus.
19-year-old girlfriend.
How old is he?
35.
God, your cousin sounds like a real piece of shit.
He is, man.
Bruh.
You know the kind of guilt that you feel when life gives you lemons and you don't make lemonade? Yeah, like my porn addicted cousin. Oh,
Real
my
piece of shit. He's just paint. It's just paint. Yes.
Dude, your cousin sounds like a
Come
really
on.
fucked
You
up guy.
think about how he shot that was really good, dude.
Bro, and if you look, he has it to where the audio of his next self talking is already talking while the former self is still in the shot. Like, that is one of the best videos put together in a long time. That's fucking-
I find you lemons. You gotta make lemonade. But I don't want to make lemonade.
Can I just Postmates lemonade? I feel really burdened by the task. Oh, shit. So when life gives you
The way
lemons,
the dude sits on the fence, dude, I'm sorry. He just like pulls up and starts saying, "Well, dude."
look, when life gives you lemons, you might want to make lemonade or you might end up addicted to porn. Who's to say? Who's to know?
Sniffing paint.
He's sniffing paint. I mean, which side of the scale do you want to tip? I mean, come on.
I'll make damn lemonade. Damn it. Okay.
Ooh. That what got me this weekend. Who's to say? Who's to know? There's your morning laugh. How about a little something extra? This one right here, I thought this would just be a great way to just get a little, not that we don't do that ourselves, a little fire under the keister, kick in the ass type of deal that this show is, right? But, sometimes I need a little some of that. Sometimes I just like to sit back and listen and get a little some of that. Now, we do have a whole segment dedicated to that, but I also got to share my perspective during that. Right now, I'm just going to listen. And Swirl One, I'd be hard-pressed to know that you even heard this verse, because this ain't no mainstream guy. This ain't no
something the other day that was very not mainstream. It was like 4 minutes long.
No, not 4 minutes long. This real short. This is like 16 bars.
No,
but
I'm saying
that one you said me,
yeah, that was some truth bombs all the way through that.
But this, maybe even more truth packed than that. This one got me in my feels. The crocodile tears started rolling. It was exactly what I needed to hear when I needed to hear it, in my favorite form of genre of music, rap, hip hop. I've always loved hip hop, but I've started to go away from it here recently because it's dog shit lately. Has no message. It has nothing to it. Why do I want to listen to that? That's stupid. Screw that. So, my friends, I'm introducing you to a young man. I wish I would have got his name. This was sent to me in my DMs, and I said, holy smokes, this might be the hardest verse of the year. Here this morning to spit it. Let's hear that hardest verse of the year.
The world, but I never been friends with the world. Maybe because I'm not of the world, I don't follow the world. Even if I'm meant to take an L, then it's probably out of this world. I'm a model of the world, I'm a represent God on this earth. In and outside of the church, the Father is first. I don't have a physical Bible, but baby, my Bible at work. I know God is the one that supplies me with all that I need. That is through Jesus Christ, and I'm certain that all things are possible if you believe. So keep on speaking life. I know from the love of God that nothing can separate me. Not even death, either life. I know poverty catches up with too much slumber or sleep. So I'ma just sleep at night, and the Lord is my strength. But who should I be afraid of? I fall on my knees and repent. He's better than what I done gave her. If I ain't the one being sent, Satan gon' see what I'm made of. Man, if he had any sins, I'm telling you now, he would change her. It's a delicate thing when I say I'm a step for the king. I put that on everything with a mess I'm clean. I don't mess with the devil, it stings. I love and respect Elohim, he be setting us free. We know that all things are working together, declare and decree. Do you know of all the things God is preparing for me? No, it's never been seen.
Wow. Hey, you think he writes his own bars, or you think somebody's writing them for him?
Bro, hey, spin that back one more time.
Did you hear what I said?
I heard it, every single bit of it. That's hard.
God, please forgive me for that. Okay.
No, don't forgive him. Don't forgive him. Everybody else is not writing their own shit. He's writing his own shit.
No, I'm just saying, because I mean, how do you write your own?
Oh shit! Damn, I didn't go. Oh shit. Well, hey, man, the wonders of technology. There's the microphone app. There's Speaks to Talk. There's Hey Siri. There's all types of
You totally Please forgive me, Lord. Yes, I'm sorry. I just
definitely forgive him on that one. That one went over my head. I totally forgot. I wasn't even paying attention. Yeah. That was. See, I just don't see people. I don't. It is what it is. Who's to say? Who's to know? Now you're not going to be able. Dude,
I'm sitting there thinking, how does he write all this down?
I mean, I'm sure he's. That's so wrong. That's so fucking wrong, dude. That's so wrong.
Bro, I grew up on South Park. What do you want from me?
You didn't even hear a single lyric. You just.
I listened to every bit of it. I listened to all.
That ain't even right. You just got a double morning left.
You laughed. You know.
That ain't even right. You just got a double morning. That ain't even right. That ain't even fucking right. That ain't even fucking right, man. You better get on your knees and fucking pray a little while.
Just pray.
That ain't even fucking right, dude. That's fucked. D, spin it back one more time.
In the world, but I never been friends with the world. Maybe because I'm not of the world, I don't follow the world. Even if I'm meant to take an L, then it's probably out of this world. I'm a model of the world, I'm a represent God on this earth. In and outside of the church, the Father is first. I don't have a physical Bible, but baby, my Bible at work. I know God is the one that supplies me with all that I need. That is through Jesus Christ, and I'm certain that all things are possible if you believe. So keep on speaking life. I know from the love of God that nothing can separate me. Not even death, either life. I know poverty catches up with too much slumber or sleep. So I'ma just sleep at night, and the Lord is my strength. But who should I be afraid of? I fall on my knees and repent. He's better than what I done gave her. If I am the one being sent, Satan gon' see what I'm made of. Man, if he had any sins, I'm telling you now, he would change her. It's a delicate thing when I say I'm a step for the king. I put that on everything with a don't mess with the devil, it stings. I love and respect Elohim, he be setting us free. We know that all things are working together, declare and decree. Do you know of all the things God is preparing for me? No, it's never been seen.
Oh, shit. Do you see all the things God has prepared for me? It's never been seen. That shit is so hard.
Bro, I'm sure he's I'm sure he's got a great sense of humor.
Oh, he's got to. Come on. He's got to. 150 fucking %. And I hope that goes viral. I hope that starts.
It already is. We watched it. I mean,
it's got some decent shit out there. I mean, it's got some reviews on it, but I hope he really starts to get some.
He was good.
Because usually I don't like Christian rap.
He's probably producing this shit himself, or maybe not.
Yeah, and that's hard. Well, you mother. I'm just focused on the music, bro. You're worried about the fucking guy making the music. I love it, bro. Dude, that's like drill. That's like drill music. Nobody ever makes a Christian drill music. That's hard as shit.
He does. He obviously is rocking that.
Yo, that's hard. That is hard. But baby, my Baba lag work. Pow. Dude, that's hard. Who's to know? There's the hardest
verse. Great voice, though. His voice is rocking.
Right? I know. Sometimes, like, the voice, it just not, he's got it.
It doesn't match the lyrics. That's why I can't really do Young Thug, man. He looks like he should have a better voice. I can do him on one song, bro.
Yeah, I don't know. I love me some Tugga. That's the one that I can deal with. I don't know, because I can understand him for some reason. I don't know why, but I can understand everything he says. It's fucking weird.
Although I enjoyed watching him through the court, maybe like the guy a lot more. So,
definitely
his music, but I respect the guy for
Shout out Jeff.
Yeah,
100%. Shout out Jeffrey. Big time. The whole YSL team scot free. Shout out Brian Steele. All them guys. I mean, shout them all out. Jeepers.
Yeah, for real.
They beat a RICO case. You don't beat RICO cases these days. That's insane. Well, my friends, a little talk of RICO cases, some handless written verses.
And you wanted a morning laugh. I'm sorry, dude. Don't put me on the show. Like I said, don't put me on speakerphone or don't put me on a show if you don't want me to say some wild shit.
Well, yeah, that happens too. It was funny. Live Dog said that shit the other day. We were both on speakerphone. He said some off the wall shit, and he's like, "Oh, am I on speakerphone?" I was like, "Dude, it's all right. It's just me." He started laughing. He's like, "Man, I got to start being more careful." I started dying laughing. Well, my friends, you have a morning laugh, plenty of opening banter. We've got the juices flowing and going. We're 2 minutes until halfway through the hour. It is almost 8:30 on the East Coast, 7 Central, 6:30 in the mountains, and 5:30 specifically. Specific coasters, hope you're just waking up. Good morning. Hi, sweetheart. Great morning. Hope you're having that first cup of coffee. And all you East Coasters out there banging the stock market. The bell just went.
Stock market's closed.
We're ready to rock and roll. Hey, before we really dive in, what do you think about this Melania and Trump and this meme coin season? You think it's them really getting into it, or what do you think all this shit is?
I don't know, bro. I try to keep the blinders on because every time I put something in there, somebody pulls the rug out from underneath.
I know, bro.
Feeling ever.
So I followed, and I just try to stay away because of that exact reason. But I followed Melania all the way from drop. It's okay, so it's back down now. Whatever. It was like 0.0009, and it's up to $8 now. So you could have drawn a little something. But that and the Trump have like 90%. The top 10 holders have like 90% of the supply. So we'll always know how good that is.
How about you look the other way? And right now, Bitcoin is at 107,262.
Oh, and boy, did I buy on the little dip last night when it went to 102 flat? Oh, you bet your happy ass I did instead of buying any of that.
99 the other day, yesterday.
Ooh, any of that Melania shit, any of that? No, I didn't. I just happened to say I thought it was interesting. But you better bet your ass I bought a little bit extra on that dip last night. I woke up this morning, I said, ooh, hot damn, glad I did that. Hope you did too. Who's to know? We've been talking about the memes, talking about the Bitcoins. We've been talking about it all in the gateway. Maybe you should get in there, baby. Because that's all we're talking about it today. Because it's time to get into your first segment of episode 650. It's time to do some real conversating, real debating, real growing, sharpening that mindset, getting it refined, getting you ready to turn in some obstacles into opportunities this week. Maybe some losses into lessons. Hell, let's just stay in Monday, actually. Forget the week. Just Monday, right here, Monday morning. And what you thought was going to be a trial or tribulation today, just a brand new opportunity to triumph. If that sounds like something you could use right now, well, sit back, relax, or get up, get ready to move and groove. Get out those notebooks and those pens or those pencils, whatever you might need to keep track of the knowledge and insights coming your way over the course of this first segment, baby, as we get into your sharpening session. Okie dokie, artichokes. Here we are back live in prime time for your first segment of the day. Your sharpening session here on episode 650 of Forge and Fuel on this beautiful Monday morning, nay, magnificent Monday morning, January the 20th, 2024. No, it's 25. Holy shit, that was the first time I messed that up in over 20 days. Crazy. 2025. I hope you're ready to come alive. Because, my friends, we got something interesting to talk about this morning. I thought it would drum up a nice conversation here. And if you haven't looked at the title of the show, you may not know. And if you didn't look at the thumbnail, you won't be all the way up to date. So let me get you up to speed before we conversate on the opening topic of the day. It is, who are the right people? Who are the right people? You know, I was sitting there this weekend, enjoying some time with me, myself, and I. Thinking about this show, thinking about DHMG, thinking about everything in between. A lot of reflection this weekend. And I started thinking about the right people and surrounding yourself with the right people. And how often people say, oh, you got to surround yourself with the right people. Oh, that 5-foot circle's real important. Oh, you better surround yourself with the right people. But they never want to tell you who those right people are. Especially in these lanes, the people that get to the upper echelons, they say, oh, you better surround yourself with the right people. It's the right way to get to success. But then they don't ever tell you who those right people are. So then you're left to your own devices to try and figure out who the right person is. And I suppose maybe the right person is different for everyone, but I started to think of some characteristics that those right people, no matter if they're black, white, brown, blue, purple, Christian, agnostic, atheist, something in between, those special people have some very specific characteristics that I believe they possess. And I started to look at those around me and those who I have put in my corner and intentionally got in their corner and help them go forward. And they've done the same for me. And I thought, these 5 things, I think these 5 things, if people searched for them in other people, if they took stock of them, then they would have some pretty quality right people in their corner. And think about this before I tell you those characteristics. When I say in your corner, right, I'm referencing a boxing ring, boxing corner, a cornerman, a team of cornermen, right? Well, think about the last time you watched a boxing match or a UFC match. When you look in the corner, are there 50 people there? Are there 80 people there? Are there 10 people there? Chances are there's 3, more likely less. Think about that. Is it about quality or is it about quantity? And I think it's about these characteristics. Number 1, I say they're self-motivated and enthusiastic about life. Excited to get up every morning, no matter how much the I don't wanters are smacking them in the head. They wake up in the morning, pop open the 2 gifts, suck down a little breath of life, and say, let's go get after this thing. They're not knuckles dragging, Eeyoreing their way through life. Thanks for noticing me. They're Tiggers. They're excited. They're bouncing around. And maybe their energy isn't all the way up, sometimes like myself or Swirl One. But it's evident that they have a enthusiasm for life. They have this self-motivation. Somebody doesn't have to tell them, hey, go do this. Hey, go do that. They understand it. That's why I respect the shit out of DZ. told him one thing and yeah, I give him an inch and then he takes it to a mile and does something that I never even expected. It's why he's so valuable to this team. And number two, I think the right people, that person is someone who is not afraid to call it how they see it. Someone who's not afraid to look at you when you might be crying into crybaby wash rag and say, "Hey, boo-hoo, man, we got to keep fucking going." And this is the way life is. Sometimes it's fucking tough. I know it's fucking tough, but there's motherfuckers who can't even put food on their plate right now. Let's keep fucking moving. Maybe gives you that data that you don't want to hear, where you're missing the mark. You know you could fix, you would fix, you should fix, and then you hear it from somebody who would help you fix it. Boy, oh boy, is like a knife in the heart. Just twist it around. Wait, you see that? Oh no, shit, that means I gotta fix it. But they're not afraid to call it how they see it, because then you get surrounded by a bunch of yes men. People who are just here fluffing you underneath your desk playing the skin flute all day long. And those people aren't going to help you go anywhere. Those people are just going to make you feel good about the current version of yourself, and then you're just going to stay in the current version of yourself where no growth, no change occurs. Number three, I thought those real people should be working on something greater than themselves, whether that's a business, whether that's a hobby, whether that's volunteer work, whether that's going to the gym. That's kind of themselves. That's within themselves. Maybe helping other people in the gym. They're working on something greater than themselves. It's not my world. It's all surrounded around me. This is me, 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 me. There's something greater out there that they are dedicated to, passionate about, and driven towards. They have a destination. They may have just left a door and not know where the next door is and be deep in the hallway, but at least they're walking down the hallway. Number four, I said those real people are people who are looking for experiences over looking for excuses. You know that person, right? Always trying to find an excuse why they can't, why they wouldn't, why they shouldn't, why they would try, but it would put them in a worse spot, or why they can't ever get ahead, or can't ever catch a break, or woe is me. And you also know that person who just takes a leap of faith, who just goes after it, who wants to experience life, who realizes that the faster that they fall flat on their face, the faster that they're going to be able to stand back up and start walking again. Those are the type of people I want to be around, that are looking for experiences, not excuses, are looking to step out of their comfort zone, not reinforce the walls with brick and steel so they forever stay inside of it. And number five, the buck doesn't pass by them. I say those right people, the buck stops at them. They take accountability. They take responsibility. They're truthful, transparent, and honest. They don't look to point a finger and say, because of Sally, or because of Johnny, or, well, my mom, or my dad, or my great uncle, I can't ever. The buck stops at them. They grab it, they look at it, stops right here, and they say, here is the line in the sand. Hence, you do not cross. I'm not passing the buck to anybody else. This is on me. I opened the window. The breeze came in. Why would I be mad that my papers are all over the house? The buck stops at them. And I'll leave you with this thought. If you're getting smacked in the mouth this morning and realizing that maybe you're not surrounded by people who possess those five things, which I am extremely grateful to say that I am in every single person that is around me, don't be afraid to make the necessary cuts. Don't be afraid to get rid of those people. Because if they're not pushing you forward, they're only dragging you down. And sometimes you got to let God do his work and break the connection so the connection doesn't break you. So sit back. Take a look at those people that are in your corner. Is it a shitload of people that don't possess those characteristics? Or is it a quality group of cornermen that have all five? I'm sure there's many more. I'm sure Swirl One has his own perspective on some characteristics. But who's to say, who's to know? Those are my thoughts on the right people you should surround yourself with here on this show. DJ Swirl One, what do you think about those thoughts? I ain't never heard nobody talk about the right people, but they say you got to surround yourself with them. What do you think about that?
I have a lot of notes here for sure. And I like what you, excuse me, early morning vitamins got me.
Hey,
they were great though this morning. Just so you know,
same here, man.
Hey.
Same here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Take a break.
Stay hydrated, my friends. All right.
Hey, shout out Jake Stacy. Jake Stacy Photography in the building. Jakey boy.
There's not a video from one of those two guys over there that they said it was supposed to be fired that was like this and like that.
I've been liking the shit out of his. He's been putting.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one yet.
Fire, bro.
We'll find out where that. I might have to get into those opposable thumbs and figure that one out.
Didn't mean to distract you. Sorry. Shout out.
Oh,
Jake.
it's okay. The good thing is I wrote things down, so.
Hot dog.
When you write things down, you don't have to worry about where your thoughts are going because you know why? You categorized them. You know what's even cooler? I'm going to talk about this before I talk about this. Check that out.
Wow. The most recent thoughts fresher in the mind. And
I'm a fart smeller sometimes. I mean, smart feller sometimes. Just
right. Hey, man. I know. At least you let the people know.
Telling you. All right. So, hey, you wanted a morning laugh this morning. Don't put me on the screen. All right, so I like the fact that you put out the 5 things, and I think these are really good. We talk about 4 or 5 things in life you have to do for yourself, right? These are the 4 or 5 things that you must look for in people, and these are great traits. And I think, there's obviously a ton more that you could put on there, but for the basis of what it makes to a great human being that you might want to relate to, this is a great starting point. And I look at it too, the self-motivated, the excitement for life. That's a big deal for me. If I'm going to be calling somebody, the last thing I need is an Eeyore on the other side of the phone. I don't need somebody, thanks for noticing me. Oh, hey, because as soon as that happens, I hang on. I can't take that. And here's the one thing I'll think about every time I'm looking to call somebody. If I know I can't get some excitement out of them, I'm not going to call them. I'm more excited myself than I could be to anybody else on the other side of that phone. So sometimes I don't call people just because they won't understand my excitement. Just like David Goggins said the other day, I'm misunderstood. They wouldn't see why I'm so pumped up or excited about the whole thing. They wouldn't get it. So I need to have people that are that pumped up. Just like my friend the other day when I called him and he didn't, shoot my dreams down or nothing. He just said, you know what? If it comes to that point, I got you. That's what I need in life, is someone who gets just as excited, because you know what? You can't look at the next person, your best friend, even, acquaintance you just met and think, man, that person's not going to make it, because you'll turn around and find out they did make it. So that you got to watch out for. Also, call it how they see it. I'm going to kind of put that into number 4 too, the experiences over excuses. It's all accountability to oneself, accountability to other people out there. And I think that when people have accountability, one of the things that they know is that, hey, if I'm doing something wrong, it's what part of it is mine. And they're not afraid to say, hey, in the team, we are lacking here. This is the weakest link. And we sometimes have to go and pep talk that person in the form of data transfer. And sometimes the data transfer is not easy to give. Don't get yourself wrong. When people give you data from a certain point of view, generally when it's genuine, they've either been there, they know exactly what's going on, or it's an actual truth matter. And that's why it hits you so hard. And that's why you always like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you just said that to me. Well, it took them a lot to say that, I promise you. Or they did say it from a place of love and care, where they looked at you and said, look, you're much greater than what you're acting right now, or the way that you reacted to that, or the way that you prepared for. And so here's why I'm telling you that. And so all that does is let them know that their level of your expertise is on a higher plane than what you displayed, whatever it might be. Now, I'm going to go back to the other one. If I start thinking about what your friends are and the people that you have, when I grew up, I had 6 friends that I would grow up around. Well, back in those days, man, I didn't know anything from anybody. There's probably only one person I kept around from back in the days around high school or that kind of thing. Only maybe one person that I would call on a different day and say, hey, wow, we got a bot. I love this. This is the greatest thing ever. Sorry, I just threw me off. But it's probably one person.
Mama, we made it.
We made it, man. I'm telling you, from back in the day. But then I think about it. Some of those people, they're not bad people that I let go of, but you know what? They just didn't fit the life that I was moving to. And then as I kept moving throughout different cities, Yes, I would have a crew of people and I have a bunch of people I would hang out with. But as I started moving through this, I realized as I left that city, I would grab one person with me and I'd be like, okay, this one really got it. And I'd take them with me. And that's the person from that city or from that experience or from that job or whatever that I might call later, because that one fit the future me and not just that present me at that time. So when you're going through your experiences, your jobs, your schooling, your life, and all the things, make sure that you look around and realize the people that are there are going to help you get through that. But like I've said before, what got you here won't get you there. One of those people is already on a different level. So you grab that person and take it with you. You have to understand your people are everywhere. You can't stay in one place to be able to get them. Not only that, you can't look in one place. So maybe you can't go everywhere. Maybe you're not on a jet plane flying kind of person, but maybe you can look outwards like this network and find people that are in different places and put them next to you so that you can use the Voltron principle, right? You all come together and, one of you becomes the head and all of a sudden you are greater as the sum of six than you are the one that you had in the beginning. So as you start to think about where your people are, they're not always inside your circle. Maybe one of them is, but outside that circle and outside your comfort zone, and outside those experiences, you're going to find the other 3, 4, and 5 people that are going to help you when you're 5, 10, and 20 years down the road. That's how you assemble the people. That's how you become a solid Voltron figure. And that, my friend, is where you find the right people. I lost my guy.
That's gas. It's all right. No, we're here. It's all right. Mr. Producer's doing 15 things at once back there. It's all right. Shout out Mr. Producer, crushing the fucking game. Man, I love what you're talking about, that Voltron perspective. And, you come together and you get the right people around and all of a sudden magic starts happening. And to go back to last week, if you're working on the 4 and 5 things and you're just continuing to row the boat over and over and over again, and maybe the right person comes in and gives you a little push a little further out, or maybe they got a little water they can bring to the beach. Who's to say, who's to know, whoever it might be, maybe they can help you get that water underneath your raft, underneath your boat, underneath your dinghy. Who's to say, who's to know? And man, I got to go back. What you said, that person wouldn't get why I'm excited. And, I thought of the other side of that coin too. That person wouldn't get why I'm in pain. That person wouldn't understand why I am struggling so much, why I am dragging my knuckles, why right now I might not be the best version of myself, and why I just need an ear. Why, hey, I don't need advice. I don't need perspective. I don't need you to fucking give me a million things of data. I just need you to tell me it's going to be all right. I just need to tell you, yeah, man, your thoughts are valid. Hey, that's a little selfish, but your thoughts are valid. And well, okay, that's really, really valid. But hey, man, you're where you're at, and I understand it. I get it. You need those people, because if you, and I'm right there. When you get to those painful moments where all you can do is drop on your knees and start praying to God, but you can't get an answer, you got to have somebody you could talk to and be real, raw, and open and say, this is what I'm missing. This is what I don't know. I don't know what the fuck's going on. And this is where I'm at. This is all the shit that's on my plate. These are all the weights on my shoulder. What the fuck? And them not say, well, I did this one time and I did that. And well, don't be that person either. Don't be that person that's trying to constantly dish out advice. Just have a little discernment from time to time. Realize maybe somebody's calling you just because they just want your ear. It was, hey, bro, what's up? Oh, nothing. Oh, what's up, bro? Just sit back and listen. Let them go. And that might be the most valuable thing you could do. And it's the same as what you said for the first thing. Don't be an Eeyore on the other end of the phone. You don't know why that person's calling. Oh my gosh, what a day, man. Been such a pain in the ass. Jeez, I burnt my turkey sandwich in the microwave at work. Such a stupid day. And meanwhile, that person's mom just died or something, and they're calling you to consoling you, and you're bitching about your turkey sandwich. Like, nobody wants to hear that shit. Nobody wants to hear your negativity. Nobody fucking wants to hear it unless they are a negative, terrible person too. And they care about drama and they like gossiping. But if they do, they're shaving years off of their life. There is new studies coming out that if you like gossip and drama, it literally shaves years off of your life mentally and then forces you into Alzheimer's and dementia and all this shit. It's crazy. Energy, frequency, and vibrations. What you put into your body, how you react, what you put out into the world, is exactly what comes back into you. Think about your aura. Think about the things that you're putting into your aura. What does your aura look like? Is it this positive, glowing, bursting bubble ready to just explode out onto everybody? Or is it just this tiny little dark gray bubble, got no life to it, and it's just kind of floating in the breeze? I'm not on the ladder, and I hope you're not either. And I know you're not, Swirl One.
Telling you, bro, this reminds me of a person that me and Motion deal with all the time. We go to our favorite place to eat, and there's a certain waitress that takes care of us. She's a sweet lady, and we love the fact that she
Shout out Heather.
Shout out Heather. But every now and then, Heather will come up with some information and start talking to us about it. And we're like, Heather, you got to stay positive, okay? You got to don't bring all that negativity over to this table. And me and Motion will look at each other. And you know what? We know that sometimes you just got to sit there and listen for a second. Just say, okay, and then offer some perspective, and it takes off. But it's kind of funny when you say that because, you know, we care about Heather. We do. We show up there all the time, and she does a great job. And we do make sure that, like, she's completely taken care of. We make sure she's good. But man, sometimes you just got to be that ear for people. And you're right about that. And that's what it's going to take. You know, going back to, you know, I just saw Motion in the chat too. And it's one of those things that's really kind of what made me think about it. You know, when I went to Cleveland, I met a lot of people and I hung out with a ton of people. And there was probably, I mean, you know how I am. I start becoming the king of wherever I'm at because I have that aura that gets people around, and I can glue together somebody that wouldn't ever hang out with somebody else, and they would come together because I'm in the room, right? And that's what's different. So I would have a bunch of people together with me, maybe 15, 20 people at the peak of my Cleveland time at one time. These are all my friends. I knew them all, these different, you know, walks of life coming together. But when I leave Cleveland, I only plucked one of those people out that I really talk to all the time. And don't get me wrong, there's another one in there that I'll hang out with here and there when I get there, but there's another one that no matter what, and he's the same way with me, boom, we connect, right? Same thing when I went to St. Louis. Yeah, there's a lot of people in St. Louis that I talked to and hung out with, but you know, Motion's that guy that, like, I get it. His mindset is, it fits my future. It doesn't fit the past me. It doesn't fit the present me even. You know, I like where he's been going. And, you know, I had a conversation with him the other day, and watching Motion when I first met him, you know, Motion was just weeks into getting, you know, his dream, and was just months away from walking away from what he thought was going to be his dream. And I was there for the rocket ship that became what Motion is today. And one thing I know about Motion is he never switched up, not one day on me. He was always the same person from that get-go, from that day. And that's how I know he was the right person, because he always had accountability to himself. He was always there when I needed an ear. And those are the people. You don't find them in your 10-mile square radius of your house or where you live. You have to reach out. And if you can't physically reach out, then you need to use something like the Diamond Hand Media Group to find you a network where you can reach out and get those tentacles out further and find people like the J.K. Small Times and the Jared Albrights. I had a yoga session with Jared Albright on Saturday. God bless America. It was hard. It was good. And I got to tell you, me and him put it in that day. And these are the kind of people that, you know, they're with you in those tough times, those hard things, and you guys do hard things together. That's what builds a bond that cannot be broken, no matter how many miles apart you are.
Yeah, I like that perspective. Some bombs for sure. Yeah, having those quality right people in the corner, man. And, you know, people like to surround themselves with people just for the fuck of it. Just for people. They like to say, oh, you got to hang out with the right people, and then be surrounded with complete fucking morons. And I think it's because they just don't look at these characteristics. They don't look for it in people as, oh, he's fun. We drink some beers together. We smoke a little pot. What's beyond that? What are you talking about when you're smoking pot, when you're drinking a couple beers, when you're out at brunch, when you're having some good times? Is it the good quality, high level things, the positive things, the things that are helping you think in a different way, grow your business, grow your mindset, grow your finances, grow your physical ability, whatever it might be? That's the type of shit I need. I can't be around people who are having, I call them bucket of water conversations, no deeper than a bucket of water. I mean, you kick the son of a bitch over, they would all spill out right there on the table in front of you, for crying out loud. They got nothing going on inside of them. That's not the type of people I need around me, because I know how much I got going on. I know how much my brain runs in overdrive. Fuck, I was in bed at 11:30 last night. My brain just...
And I got so much done yesterday, but it was the same.
Dog, I got up at 8 o'clock and I worked till 9 o'clock on a Sunday. All right, let's just
I got up at 5 and didn't get done until after Grandpa Rumbles last night at 8:30. And by the time that was done, I was like you, bro. My mind was still racing.
I had to get out of bed and start writing some notes and think about other things. I mean, and finally I was just like, fuck, all right, goodness gracious, you're going to be using this thing in full force tomorrow. Slow down. There's nothing you can do about it right now. The current version of you in bed cannot do fuck all about it. Go to sleep and get some rest. Jeez. Literally having this argument with myself, like, bro, just stop, for crying out loud. So I say these things because I'm there. I get it. I understand it. No matter what hallway you're in, where you're at, you know, you might think I show up all fucking cheery and everything's all great, hi-ho silver and all that shit. Y'all don't know the half of it. I am right there with you, and you would not want to know the half of it. I promise you, you would not want to live the life that I'm living right now. So be grateful for where you're at. Be grateful for what you got, and be grateful for some of the things that you might be bitching about, other people might be praying for. Amen. Who's to say, who's to know?
Amen. That's it. Hey, never look at your own situation as too good, and never look at anybody else's situation as too bad, because, hey, I said this before. Hey, by the grace of God, there go I.
Yeah, you can even vice versa that. Yeah, don't look at your situation as too bad and anybody is too good, and don't look at you too good and anybody too bad.
So true, bro.
Damn, that's a little quote to leave you with. Your sharpening session this morning, my friends. You are the right people. That's some shit that I ain't seen out there. I tell you what, Swirl One. You know, this whole, oh, well, there's only 5-6 ways you could talk about success and leveling up. Well, I don't seem to hear anybody talking about the things we're talking about every single day. So I don't really, is there? Or have we found a brand new way to talk all about it and people just haven't found out about it yet? Who's say, who's to know? But welcome to the Forge and Fuel Show, episode 650. Your sharpening session is done and dusted. My friends, it's time to get into your second segment of the day, where we dive a little bit deeper into those perspective bombs. We watch a few clips, we gain some insights, and then we roll them around in our heads and then share them back out on the screen with you. So my friends, if you're ready for that, stay strapped in, tapped in, locked in as we briefly transition into your second segment of the day. It is your Reaction Refinery. Alrighty then, my friends. Here we are back live in prime time for your second segment of the day. Your sharpening. No, it is your Reaction Refinery. Don't even know my own damn segments. It is your Reaction Refinery here on episode 650 of Forge and Fuel. It is January the 20th, 2025. The joys of live podcasting. You can't edit that out. You just got to live edit your brain. That's why I'm real excited of having the old phone booth pod boys live on the show on Wednesday. Oh, did I let that slip? Phone booth podcast boys on Decoding the Divide on Wednesday. Oh shit! And I got some things. We got to talk post show. Who's to say? Who's to know? We got some good things rocking and rolling in the back channels. However, that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about some clips, some additional perspective. And boy, oh boy, we got some fire flame today. Let me tell you what, friends and family, we got some things that are going to trip your triggers and get your gears turning. So without any further hesitation or delay, let's get into that clip number one, baby. This features a man who is rather successful in the entrepreneurial lanes. He does a little bit of this, does a little bit of that, everything in between. And here recently, he's been getting more and more in the podcast game, more and more on the guest appearance game, and been sharing some pretty damn good perspective bombs. If you've been on the reels, you've probably been seeing his face more and more often. He is the legendary Dan Martell. And here this morning, he is to share some perspective on fitness and wealth.
richer after you get fitter?
If you get your fitness in check, your wealth will get in check. The mindset, skill set, focus of getting absolutely shredded and jacked translates to the same success principles of being really rich. Delayed gratification, be willing to do hard things for long periods of time, stay with problems longer than most people are willing to stay with them. So if you can actually get results in the gym, that skill set gets you rich.
Bro, I'm telling you.
I got to tell you, Swirl One, I disagree.
Oh, let's hear it.
I say it's bullshit.
Okay.
I say what Dan is saying right there is complete bullshit. Because it's easy to get up out of this chair, go pick up my gym bag, have my shorts on already, the shirt on that I'm going to wear, my joggers and my socks ready to go, put my pre-workout in, slam a little bit of that, get my dumb ass in my car as much as I don't want to, and go pick up some heavy shit for at least a half hour. That's real easy. That's simple. Oh, it's so hard to get to the gym. That's easy as shit. Becoming rich, wealthy, building something of value is one of the hardest things you'll ever do in your life. Don't for a half a second dare compare becoming successful to building a body. I have completely changed my body in 6 months with dedication and determination. I've been at this shit for 5 years now, and I don't even have half of the same results. So you better pick something that you're willing to have delayed gratification, determination, and drive towards when nobody else sees a vision. Because DZ will back it up too. DZ said, boy, I got my body in check, but I still didn't believe in me. I was still listening to the wrong music. I was still listening to Juice WRLD and Down in the Dumps and feeling like shit. He has a better body than all of us and was down at the bottom of the totem pole farther than all of us. We've dragged him way up here, and now he's the best version of himself. So don't tell me for 2 seconds that if I go pick up some fucking weights, that all of a sudden I'm going to have 6 figures in my bank account and I'm going to be some wealthy genius. I could not more empirically and categorically disagree. Maybe the perspective of delayed gratification, but boy, oh boy, it's a lot different trying to become wealthy than lacing up your gym shoes and go picking up some heavy shit and putting it down.
And that's a fair perspective. I like it. I'll tell you, I don't think it's not necessarily how jacked you get. I like that he used that. Hey, if you get absolutely shredded and jacked, yes. But I think what the key is when he says those principles are what allow people to understand how to get rich and how to be wealthy. The delayed gratification. Hey, I don't need to go buy the Gucci belt right now. I'm just going to go ahead and buy the t-shirt. Hey, I don't need to buy the $8 coffee because I'm going to spend it on the stock. Hey, you know what? Bitcoin's down. Everybody's scared. I got $100. Let me throw it this way. Hey, somebody sent me $50 on the Cash App. Let me just put it towards this because I'm not looking to go out this weekend and pop those bottles. I'm not looking to go out tomorrow night and put $1,000 on this or that. It's the same mindset that you have there. Now, maybe, and that's the other thing too, is I say this, yeah, I'm in great shape. Yes, could I be in better shape all the time? But, you know, I definitely work every angle of what I can do, whether it be my wallet muscle, my physical muscle, my brain muscle, and all of them have the same thing going on. The everyday consistency to these 5 things you just talked about, being self-motivated, calling it how I see it, having a builder mindset, having my experiences over any excuses. I would rather have experiences. Why you see me go everywhere in the world instead of saying, oh, you know what, I got this big bank account. If I didn't go do all the different things, you know how much more money I'd have? It'd be crazy. Back, you know, you talk about the buck stops in their lives. That's the thing about people right now is you have to understand people will always pass the buck. I'm not afraid to say, hey, it ends and stops here. I've said it the other day. Hey, there's so many things that depend on me, not just GACC, not just Capp, not just DZ, but my own family, myself, my daughter, so many different other people that, you know what, that consistency, that delayed gratification, if I was all about self, let me tell you something, man, all these people would be let down. I have to spread myself out and still try to make sure that I keep this 4 or 5 things great. It's never easy to be someone looking for the right people. And it's never easy to be the right person for someone else when you're still taking care of your 4 or 5 things. So it's about making sure you get up and get excited about your life every day and help to bring everybody around you. Pick out those people with you and take them along your journey.
Boy, I hope everybody going to the gym this morning tuned into Forge and Fuel. Because think about that, Swirl One. It's easy for guys like me and you to take your quote, right? But do they know that? And to go back to a clip, when we first came back on YouTube, for crying out loud, 99% of people go to the gym to justify their life, to then go eat the ho-ho, to then go have Kentucky Fried Chicken, to then go pop the bottles and fuck off all weekend. So again, like, I love your perspective. I'm totally agree with your side of the coin 100%. That's very true, all that stuff. But most of the people are 99%ers. And just because you go to the gym and get a good body isn't going to turn you into a 1%er.
You know what most of them go to the gym for? Opposite sex.
Yeah, bingo.
I promise you. It's not has nothing to do with those things you're talking about. They're looking for a boyfriend or a girlfriend, the opposite sex, and they think they can find them in the gym because if they get jacked, that person is going to magically show up. But it's not just this. It's this. It's
you don't. And you know what? As we're on this topic, you don't want to find men. You don't find a wife in the gym. They're fucking. There's a reason why they're in the gym, and it's probably because their mental is so fucking broken. They can't just trust me, friends. I've been in the gym for the last 6 months, putting in work in a couple of areas. Let's just put it that way. Just refining my game, my craft, if you will, seeing what works, what doesn't work, playing around. I took some time out of the game for a while. Boy, oh boy, it is fun fishing right now. Who's no? It is fun fishing. However, there's your perspective on fitness and wealth. That's why this show's so good. Sometimes you get a little heads, sometimes you get a little tails.
Oh, sorry for not keeping you included there, Jared. I apologize for that.
Or the same sex. Who's saying?
Yeah, or the same sex.
Shout out, Jared. We love you too. Your second clip of the day, my friends, comes from a man with a ton of perspective. We've talked ad nauseum about this perspective he's bringing to the show. However, he brings some additional quotes and some things that we've never heard before. So joining us now is the legendary Connor Neal, and he's here to give us some perspective on why life rewards action.
Rewards action, not intelligence. Life rewards action, not intelligence. The smarter you are, the better your excuses. The more accomplished you are in talking yourself out of taking action, in proving to yourself that every action that you could take is too small, too meaningless, and not worth it. And George Leonard, who brought jiu-jitsu from Japan to the US, one of the things he said is, absolutely, you cannot do everything, but you can do one thing and another. And another. And that's the way you make massive progress in life. The matter that you show up and try and act week after week, month after month, year after year, with a little bit of intelligence, you start to get better and better and better. Even if the action is poor action, you're going to learn something from it. Discipline is necessary in our life in order to generate consistent, systematic action. But I think until you measure something that matters, you do not know if you're disciplined. Action leads you to grow, leads you to engage with others. Action, everything good in life happens when you're off the sofa and engaging with the world. So find a measure of something that matters. Pay attention to whether you're making progress on the actions that lead to that measure, and look at what needs to happen in your discipline so that you value action above thinking or intending to take action.
Some good stuff from old Connor Neal there. Action. Life responds to effort. The more you move, the more you get back. The more you give out, the more you get. There's these rules of life, the laws. Study your laws. Learn the 12 laws. I talked about reversibility. If a circumstance can create a feeling, then a feeling can create a circumstance. So if you feel strong and powerful and driven towards something, you can create that something. It's that simple. You have the ability. You just got to keep going towards it. Life rewards action. And I'll tell you what, the bigger the reward, the greater the pain, the longer the path, the more trials and tribulations, the more times you're going to ask why, what the hell. Every question in the world is going to come up in your mind. And then you got an opportunity to get up the next day and keep playing into those thoughts, or push your toes into the ground and do the next right thing. That's what I know.
Sharks got to keep moving, man. I tell you, I even posted it today on my socials talking about action. Your motivation, your movement is everything in this life. Life is only all about movement. The more things move, the more they are exciting, the better they are. it's something the other day I was, I try to make music as much as possible. I'm doing a lot of producing in that. And one thing that I learned the other day is that no matter what you're using, you have to understand vibrations are moving. Everything, if you can have movement to your music and to your beats and to the things you do every single day, it's more catchy, it's more contagious, it's more fun. So the more you move around this life, the more you get up and create action, the better the waves are around you. You can just start seeing the symmetry of the waves as you start to get into the rhythms. It's amazing to watch live as people get into, and look at like Capp, he's in great shape. He's been, 6 months of that. It's been more than 6 months, truly. But you can see that that's what movement does. DZ talks about it. He's been doing it for 12, 13, 14 years. That's what years do with that. It's almost hard for him not to be shredded because his body's only used to certain things. Once you get into that action, that movement, your body gets into that rhythm. It can't get out of the rhythm. And even when you start to stray a little bit, there's still the rhythm to it because you've been doing it for so long. It might not be as pronounced, and the highs and lows of the waves may not be so easy to see, but it's still there. It's still in you. That's why they say muscle has memory. That's why they look and say, hey, you've got that. It's in you. You'll remember how to do it. It's like riding a bike. It's the movement that you get used to. It's the actions that you're good at that you have to continue in order to make consistent wins and consistent progress.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Are you willing to keep making the moves when you're not getting the things you think you deserve? Who's to know? Your third clip of your second segment of this fine morning program features a young man who makes a lot of high quality motivational content. I couldn't find him. I probably could have done more research and found his name. You might recognize him from some other things that he's put out. I think we've brought one of his clips to the show, or maybe I saved it and then I didn't end up bringing it to the show. Who's to say, who's to know? However, the page that put it out did not tag him in this content, which is kind of cheap and bullshit. But either way, we still get the perspective. And this right here, this is for the fellas. And it's also going to have some perspective for you ladies as well. But it starts off definitely for the fellas and definitely for the younger fellas, the guys my age, the guys who maybe have recently dealt with a loss of that woman, that one you thought was the one, was the perspective, was all of that. And maybe by gaining this perspective, you just might gain more perspective on life. So this morning, we get a little additional perspective on emotions or education.
She said, I think we best if we're just friends.
That's what she said.
Yes, and that's why I'm here, because I need to know how to recover from that.
Recover shouldn't be in recovery. Remember this. Let this be your takeaway. Okay. Not your girl, it's just your turn. This plan.
Come on.
Okay. Take your time. Not your girl, it's just my turn. Hear me? It's not your girl, it's just your turn. Not your girl, just your turn. And that includes everybody. Everything is in rotation. Your girl, your life, your money, all of everything, your position. Everything is in rotation. Understand the game. You say you understood.
Nah, I understood. It's just sometimes when other people tell you the game, it kind of just slaps you in the face a little bit.
It's your girl. That includes everybody. Don't get emotional. Get educated.
Bro,
Get emotional, get educated.
The real thing, though, it doesn't matter. And I thought about this just literally on my way to the Shy yesterday as I was driving, because I left stupid early. It was like 5:40 in the morning. And so I was driving in the dark for 2 hours almost. And I got to tell you, I just let my thoughts go and just listened to everything that was happening to me. And I remember thinking, why is all this happening to me? Why is this doing that? And just like say, hey, some people would say, oh, woe was me, Swirl One, whatever. You're still living great, whatever. Hey, man, it's the same for me. It's all relevant. And I look at it and I was sitting there thinking, hey, I just had my turn at the thing that I wanted the most. And now that's over. This is next. This is the next chapter. So I was thinking that exact way yesterday. Is the position I just left. It was only my turn for that. I was allowed 66.5 years of that. Now, this next position is going to require more. But the greatest thing about this is, this is where it's all kind of fit. And I just don't think I don't think Capp realizes it. And I don't even realize it, is that the things that I was not able to really concentrate on over the last 6.5 years, this new position, when done right, allows me all of that energy to be able to be moved into so many different ways, because I don't have 5, 6, 7 other things going in different directions at every day. It's literally what I put on my plate, and how it's what I keep saying. Who's scheduling your day? I'm scheduling days now. And that's what's different than what I had teams that were scheduling for me. I had clients that were scheduling for me, I had all these different things happening. And now as I get into this rhythm, and it's going to take me 90, 60 days, it's going to take me a while to kind of figure out how this all works. But this is my turn in this, and nobody's ever had a turn in this, so I can create something new. It's your turn in your life, no matter whose life you're talking about, no matter what you're doing. Nobody's ever done what you're about to do, regardless of what it is you're doing, whether you're building a business like Chris Oswald-Mata or you're on screen like Capp right now. Nobody's done what you're doing. So yes, it's going to be different for you. You're going to have to write your own manuscript. You're going to have to put down your own instructions. And once you get them down, though, it will become easy for you, and it will be cyclical. Things will come your way. And when the time comes, you will end up in the fruits of it and in the droughts of it. So we just have to remember that.
Good perspective on some emotions or education. It just wasn't your job. It wasn't your girl. It wasn't your car. It was just your turn to enjoy said thing.
Correct. Bro, I thought about that too, even with the GTR on the way, man. I was sitting there thinking, I still have an Instagram for that. And I thought to myself, man, somebody out there's driving that car. And I'm sitting there thinking, what if they ever got a hold of me in the DM and say, hey, by the way, I own this car. Can I have the Instagram? And I'd be like, well, that was my turn. I literally thought that yesterday. And it's the same thing with the car I have now and the things I do now. That's why I'm not afraid to let any of it go, because it's just my turn. And I know there'll be more coming to me. I'm willing to jump back on a new ride. I'm willing to jump to a new amusement park. I'm willing to try something new with a new ticket.
Hey, I'd get some money off of that Instagram page. Who's to say, who's to
know?
I'm
not giving anybody anything. Don't kid yourself. That's been a lot of followers. But my point is, if they came to look for me, we'd be able to negotiate a little something. Yeah.
Who's to say, who's to know? Money. Your fourth and final clip of the day, my friends, is some additionally great perspective. Man, quality clips this morning, as if we don't always have quality clips. Try saying that 5 times fast. Quality clips.
I'm not even going to try. You did good that first time.
Quality clips.
Damn, he killed that.
I got it. Quality clips. Ooh, it's not too easy. You get it. You can get it. You can make it happen. Also, total sidebar real quick before we get into the fourth clip. There's this thing. It unlocks the cerebellum, the brain within the brain. You know, watch the thinker really get into the 1%. And I guess if you do this thing, I was watching this psychologist talk about it last night. If you point your finger at your thumb and then you do it the opposite way, if you can get proficient and see, I've already been practicing SE, and sometimes you'll end up like that. Right. So you always want to have the one pointer finger on the opposite hand and the thumb on the opposite hand. And if you can get proficient at doing that, that means you're a high thinker and you can really unlock the cerebellum. And it's just doing that is like just mental practice. So if you take like 30 seconds a day, a minute.
You know what's crazy is when you watch yourself try to do it, it's even harder.
What the fuck? So yeah, what I started doing is I just do it in super slow motion. And I just think about the super slow motion.
Wait. So you go like, it's like this.
Yeah. So pointer to thumb. Pointer to, and see, I fucked it up there. But if you can just get good at that, like that, boom. Yeah, motherfucker. Hey, I was locked in right there for a minute. Holy shit. Hey, who's to know? It's kind of fun. Just a little mental exercise trick for you. I saw it last night. And I was like, damn. Popped into my head for some reason. So, your fourth and final clip.
Hey, but you can't do this, bro.
Yeah, I can't do fuck all, which I can do it from this, not from this planet, but I can't fucking, I always got to fucking twist in myself. What's hard? I can't fucking twist in myself, dude. My fingers don't work like that. All right. Your fourth and final clip of the day, my friends, is a nice little dose of perspective on what is work.
this idea that, hey, if you enjoy what you do, you never have to work a day in your life. And maybe they receive from their professors or their parents is find something you love and you'll feel like you've never worked a day in your life. Is there ever a job where work won't feel like work?
I want work to feel like work because I don't see work as a negative word. I see work as a positive word. When you see your work not as a job, but as a vocatio, a vocation, a calling from God, then it's altogether different, you see. Then you treasure it. Then you can't wait to get to work. When you look at your watch and it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you say, oh, is it really that late already?
Yeah.
Because you enjoy fulfilling your vocatio. And you don't want it to be 5 o'clock yet, maybe your day is done. Because you want to get more done. You're disciplined. You have this work ethic.
It's a calling from God.
Yeah, you want to do as much as you can for the glory of God in any day.
So that's the thing, guys. And ladies, I got to tell you, that's my mindset shifted when I watched people. I talk about Tokyo all the time, but when I watched people do their jobs in Tokyo, that's how they did their job. Was this is what I'm good at, or this is what I do, or this is what God's graced me with. So I'm going to do it to the best of my ability every single day. And I like what he said there, because I'm truthfully don't believe in that either. You know, when you love something, you never work a day in your life. I don't care. Every writer gets writer's block. Every creator gets creative block. Everybody has a moment when no matter how good they are at something or how much they love something, there's a day where you just don't want to do it because it does feel like work. It is work. When you start monetizing things and you start putting value behind it to where you say, look, this is how I create my living, or this is how things work. All of a sudden you have no choice but to feel like, man, I don't know if I want to feel like that. And then sometimes you do it out of the need to make the income and not the need to be creative. And that's where people go wrong. The one thing I like about what Rick Rubin says, and his book is amazing. And one thing about Rick Rubin is the guy says he's got no skill. He's only good at recognizing other people's skills. And the one thing that he does say all the time is stop making music or making things. Let's just call it. Let's stop creating so that you think everybody else will like it. Start creating so you love it, because, and it's like my boy said the other day, you're not the only person that has those same kind of likes. So if you like it, a small percentage of this entire world's going to like it. And there's how many billions of people, and I'll take 1% of anybody that will like my content, like my music, like my painting, like my book, like my education, whatever it might be, because that's all it takes for me to become successful.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd never really heard this perspective before, and I absolutely agree with it. And it really smacked me in the chest, because I've always operated, I do something for free. You do something for free, and you never work a day in your life. Well, I bust my ass day in and day out every single doggone day to try and make something out of what we got going on here, and research in this lane and that lane and the third. So yeah, find something that you would be willing to struggle for over and over and over again. Find something that you can smile through the pain. Find something that you enjoy walking through the deep, dark valley of the shadow of death for, with no other answers than the rod and the staff, pushing you along and pulling you back. That's what this is. That's what Psalm 23:6 or 23:8, I don't know, I know the whole 23rd Psalm. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. I know that I'm going to walk down this path and you're going to be with me, even though it might not feel like it sometimes. But if I listen and I just truly be in a present moment, I'm going to feel those nudges of that rod. That was that rod. The shepherds, they would smack their sheep on the ass or kind of pat them on the head, get them back on path. Come on, keep going, motherfucker. We ain't stopping here. And then when they would start to veer, they start to look at other pastures and start to look around instead of focusing on the best pasture. Come on, motherfucker. Get that hook around their neck. Drag. Come on, you mother. Yeah, I know you don't want to go, but we got to go. And that's where my faith lies. That's where my belief lies. I don't know anything else. That's what I know. And that's all I hang on to every single day, every single moment, because I can't do this by myself. I cannot do this by myself. If I could, I would have done it by now. I can't do this by myself. And no man can help me to get to where I need to be. I got to depend on the Most High to do to do what I got to do, because what I'm trying to do ain't ever been seen. He's the only one that's given me the vision. Who's to say, who's to know? But there you have it, my friends. Your 4 clips of this fine morning show: your fitness and wealth, life rewards action, emotions or education, and what is work. But my friends,
I found out Jared Albright does piano lessons.
Really? No shit. When I teach piano, he teaches piano lessons. Damn,
bro.
Huh. Well, this guy's a
bro. I need to learn how to play piano. Like his business.
I can play a couple of.
I mean, big time.
I can
like
play.
I've dabbled enough to know what I'm by.
It transfers over from the sexy phone. That's the only way I know it. But I'll rock your fucking socks off with the sexy.
Dude, I'm not saying I suck. So let's just put it that way. I'm horrible at that shit. But I know enough to peck enough to make some music. But if I could play some piano,
that'd be interesting. Who's to know? Or maybe Jared Albright just send you some samples. Who's to say, who's to know? However, my friends, there's your second segment of this fine morning show. And it's time to get into your third and final segment of the day, where we connect with you, the live viewer. So if you've been having something burning on the brain, melting on the heart, festering on the soul over the course of the last hour and a half or so, make sure you drop it over there in the live chat. Because after we transition, we'll be popping it up here on the screen and giving you some perspective. Nah, I mean, as we get into your third and final segment of the day, it is your Answers from the Anvil. Alrighty then, my friends and family. Welcome back in for your final segment of the day, your Answers from the Anvil, here live in prime time on episode 650 of Forge and Fuel on this magnificent Monday morning, January the 20th, 2025. Hope you've been coming alive. Speaking of live, I've been seeing the chat rocking and rolling all morning long. So now's the time of the show where we shift up on the screen, DWEZYY, and we get to pop out what you beautiful, amazing humming beings been saying over the course of this program. First amazing humming being live in the chat, Kim Jones, a.k.a. Mama Capp. Great morning, F&F crew. Ready to kick off this week with your perspective on the right people. Hope we got you some good perspective. Hope you got some good notes there, Mama Capp. Appreciate you. Love you. Jared Albright, great morning. Great morning. It's Inauguration Day. I'm so excited. Hope you have a blessed day. Big time, 150%. Everybody excited about Inauguration Day. Just make sure you keep going back to work and you keep doing the right things, because at the end of the day, them politicians, they got plenty of things to be doing, but they ain't waking you up in the morning and they ain't taking care of your job. So don't get too lost in the sauce over these next few days. Who's to say, who's to know? Shout out Jared Albright. Delta 24, shout out Anthony, GMGMDH fam, and FNF peeps. We ready. You doggone right. Hope you're fired up for your day. Jeff Oglesby, shout out Mr. Damascus, GM. Hope you're having a great start to the day, Mr. Damascus. Shout out to you, good sir. Nick's Travel Vlogs, how you doing, Nick? Shout out to you, buddy guy, GM. Hope you're having a solid start to the day. Who else we got out there, D's? We got a little Grammy P sighting. Roll out the red carpet. The Queen's in the building. Great morning, family. Let's make it a terrific start to our day. FNF, blessings to all. Blessings right back to you, GP. Appreciate you being in the chat always. She said last night when I was talking with her, I set my reminder. I'll be there at 7 a.m. I got my notification bell set. Shout out to you, GP. GGNFT, shout out to you, and Open, wherever you two might be. GM fam. Hope you guys are having a great start to the day. Shout out to the both of you beautiful humming beings. Other side of brother from the land down under, from a mother from another. Great morning, Malka. Great evening. Probably asleep by now. Shout out to you. I was talking to Malka, and it's like 1 a.m. right now where he is. So it's real hard for that guy to be staying awake for this. But when it's like 10 o'clock, it's no big deal. But they got some weird time changes stuff going on over there in Australia. The old Aussie land, they do some weird time stuff over there. Who's to know? But GM, Malka. And if you didn't watch Malka on the Phone Booth podcast, I highly suggest you guys do.
Good.
Gas. Absolute gas. Shout out, Malka. Appreciate you, my brother. Mr. Metal, one half of the Metal Crazies. Great morning, fam. Have an amazing day today. Right back at you, good sir. Appreciate you being live in the chat, as per usual. Who else we got out there, D's? Scanning the chat. The anticipation builds. We slowly look. Oh, here we go. 21 here in Maryland. Wind chill feels like it's 13 degrees. I don't know if we've jumped it all. I got zero. I got zero reading right now on this
zero,
screen.
huh? What's it
I
feel
got
like?
zero reading, but I don't know what it feels like. It doesn't tell me that on my home screen. I just got the weather on my home screen.
Still says minus 17.
Oh, we love it. We absolutely love it. I might have to break out the old hand warmers today. Who's say, who's no? Mr. Metal, we have snow potential in Florida. Can someone tell Mother Nature she needs to make up her mind? No kidding. Snow potential in Florida. Wow. So is this the actual polar vortex? Was that whole thing beforehand? They were just talking some bullshit.
This is it.
And this is actually it? That
Yeah.
whole thing, the snowstorm and everything that you guys got down to St. Louis was just a little kind of bullshit. And this
That was a precursor.
This is the real deal, Holyfield?
Yeah, that was the fluffer.
Oh, dear. I'm a little nervous now. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man.
Bruh.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. The coldest I've ever seen is negative 56. That was lit.
Negative 60 is the closest. Now I'm not trying to one-up you. But
No. That was lit.
It was 30 degrees with negative 30-degree wind chill factor in Devil's Lake, North Dakota. It's the coldest I've ever experienced in my life. Almost died that day.
That's what we had here the last time the polar vortex was here. My eyes were, I was shoveling out fucking, I was shoveling out cars at Enterprise Rent-A-Car, and these things were just buried. Just, worst thing ever. Good. Hey, that's what I'm grateful for. I don't have to be shoveling rental cars out of the snow right now. Shout out, Mr. Metal Crazy. Jack Stacy Photography. I like the black rifle. Awaken your neighbors. Damn straight.
I've had that. It's actually really good. I bought it from somewhere, and I had a bag of it. It was really good.
JB is fire. Let's see. They have a hazelnut. I don't know.
There's another one, too, that's it's like Call the Battle or Call of something. I don't know, but
AK-47 espresso is gas. That shit will smack you in
they got it's like liquid crack.
100%. The only stronger coffee I found outside of Black Rifle is Einstein Brothers. Einstein, bro, Einstein. I'm pretty sure Einstein Bros adds amphetamines to every single batch of their coffee. I used to drink that shit in college, and I got one right up the street from me. I haven't got it forever.
Motherfucker.
Boy, I used to drink that shit in college, and I would just be zooted. Just, let's go, class. Woo! I mean, that shit used to.
I can see sound after I drink that coffee.
Einstein Bros, you will wake up. Go get you some Einstein Bros bagel. That shit is fucking hot. Woo! Shout out, Jake. Great to see you, dog. Shane Harper, shout out Motion. Success often comes down to who is willing to keep showing up long after others decide they won't. Yes, sir, Bob. Could not agree more. Hope you're enjoying brekkie right now after your lift there, Mr. Motion. Or if you didn't make it to the gym with how damn cold it is, hope you're enjoying whatever you're doing. Mrs. Metal, the other half of the Metal Crazies. Great morning, fam. Happy Inauguration Day. Her daily reminder. Success is stumbling from failure to failure with no loss of enthusiasm. One of the greatest Winston Churchill quotes out there. Shout out, Mrs. Metal. Appreciate the reminder this morning. Our nation's capital connection and pickleball for purveyor, JK Big Time. It ain't about the weights. It's about the consistency, discipline, and grit. It's not about the burden, rather how you carry it. Huh?
Okay. I like that.
Read that
I like that a lot. That's good shit right there.
Read that quote yesterday. Who's say, who's no. Shout out JK Big Time. We appreciate you. Shout out for the perspective. What else we got out there? DEEZYY. Jared Albright. I see all of you crushing it. So blessed to have so many humming beans to look up to. Shout out to you.
On that point, and I wrote this down and I never did bring it out. And just kind of brings everything back. But, we're talking about the right people. If you can't emulate your friends, can they emulate you and see positive things?
Interesting. Rather interesting. Shout out Jared Albright. I like that perspective, Swirl One. Appreciate y'all. Shout out to you always being live in the chat. Jared Albright giving us some great perspective. Another Jared Albright. To master something, remember, take it so slow it seems dumb. Keep up that extremely slow pace, then slowly increase your speed. If you mess up, slow back down again. Dancers and musicians know this. Great perspective from Jared Albright. Shout out to you, good sir. Appreciate the thoughts. What else we got out there, D's? Our friends over at Radio Free Hub City. Some words of wisdom for today. You are exactly where you are supposed to be right now. The question is it a lesson or a destination? I like that perspective. That's deep. That's deep. You got to think about that one for a minute and then start thinking about the lesson or the destination. Shout out Mr. Ken Buckler and our friends over at Radio Free Hub City Live. We appreciate the hell out of you, beautiful humming beans. Pride Stanford, hail to the Redskins, hail victory, hail to the Redskins, fight for old DC. Shout out to the Redskins, man.
Yes.
Absolutely
Redskins.
the dog shit out of the Lions. Now DZ can have a little smile on his face because all of the NFC North is out
Me
of
too,
the
bro.
playoffs. He isn't as sad. I was wondering why has he got such a big smile this morning. Oh, that's right. Detroit got their asses handed to them on Saturday night. That's right. I didn't even watch the foosball. And then I pulled up the ESPN and I said, 45-28. Boy, oh boy, I got to tune in and see this ass whooping finish. My goodness. And you know, all the Lions fans just talking that sweet shit this past 6 days. Just, oh, they're coming in the Ford Field. They're not going to do shit. They're third worst rushing defense in the NFL. Boy, oh boy, how'd that work out for you, Lions fans?
Wrong. I asked somebody to go and do something that night, and they said, "Oh, I'm going to be busy. The Lions game's happening." I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Enjoyed that. I bet you enjoyed wasting your time there. Who's to say? Maybe that's why you shouldn't push all your marbles into the basket of one fucking team and them winning, making your emotional state where you want it to be. Who's to say? Who's to know? Who else we got out there? Oh, little Live Dog Livingston. Shout out GM Diamond Handers. And if you are wondering, that is our New Jersey connection. And he is right underneath those drones. And those drones are still out there in the sky. And they are coming in hot still. There ain't no delay in them. There's no slowdown in the frequency. The media just seems to not be covering them anymore. So maybe, fingers crossed, I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think it's going to happen. But tomorrow, they say we're going to find all about these drones. Hey, they say we're going to have all the information. But as I've said millions of times before on another show, if they tell you the game, then it's over. And they're all part of the same team. 2 wings, 1 bird. It's all a fucking show. So I'll believe it when I see it. Who's to say? Who's to know? GM Live Dog Livingston. We appreciate you, good sir. Thank you for showing up this morning. Who else we got out there, D's? Slugbug. We got a Slugbug sighting. Great morning. Morning, y'all. Hope you're having a solid start to the day. You and all that fam running around there, baby. Who else we got? You also try Drag Up Coffee. It's the best thing we have ever tried, and I used to drink Death with Valhalla blend. What the hell is Death with Valhalla?
Yes.
You sound like you want to fucking just go into the deep dark shits in the morning. Like you just want to fucking you want smacked in the face with some coffee. Is what? Holy shit! Who's to say? Who's to know? Oh, and there's drones over their house every single night down there in Florida, says the metal crazies. Man, I don't know. I hope. Who's say? Who's to know? All right, my friends. Well, there you have it. Your answers from the Anvil.
Death Wish. Okay.
Death Wish coffee.
That sounds better. I should drink Death. I'm like,
I think Death Wish. Yeah, Death Wish is fire. They got some really good coffee for sure. They're a good brand. They're kind of a upper shelf too. They're not a cheap bag of coffee. There's some good coffee for sure.
best cup of coffee ever is at a place in Ginza. I'm just telling you right now, Glitch Coffee. If you know, you know.
Nothing beats Jamaican Me Crazy by
that's good. That's
a specific company that makes the best one. And
no, you're right. There is.
There's a Kona coffee one that's really good, but there's another.
No, there's a different one.
Yeah, there's a couple different brands that do it.
I have some, or I have a picture of it because somebody showed it to me one time.
That's the best coffee on the planet. Jamaican Me Crazy is the best. It is like a mix of hazelnut and vanilla and kind of like a fruity, more fruity coffee bean.
We'll have to go to Glitch Coffee sometime and I'll have to show you. You might change your mind.
Man, I ain't had me some Jamaican Me Crazy. Well, I might have to order me a bag. Shit. Who's to know? Shout out to all you
coffee. I'm telling you, check it out.
Glitch Coffee, huh? We ain't got one around here.
No, there's only one. It's in Tokyo. So when we go there,
where the fuck am I gonna
when we go there, you'll have to try it.
Okay, who's to say? Who's to know? I guess
it's on the vision board, bro.
We'll write that down. Yeah, I got a lot of fucking other things I gotta do before I go to fucking Tokyo. Who's to say? Who's to know? Shout out to all you beautiful humming beings tuned in live in prime time in the show. Appreciate the hell out of all you amazing humming beings. Thanks for helping this third and final segment of the day flow. Thanks for being in the live chat all morning long. We appreciate the hell out of all you guys. But, my friends, we are 20 minutes until the top of the hour, and we got some reminders, some perspective, and some things to wrap up on here. So without further ado, let's working on flipping the old open sign to close and getting about this Monday, turning some obstacles into opportunities, losses into lessons, and what we thought was going to be a failure, a brand new chance to flourish. If you're not familiar, you might not know how we begin that. So let me tell you, we start by checking back in with the co-host with the Mo-host, DJ Swirl One. Any final thoughts, perspectives, reminders, comments, questions, anything in between for episode 650?
I'm happy to be here. Shout out to Monday. Shout out to another opportunity to make this the most amazing life you have ever experienced this go round. Reincarnated, who's to say? All I would also say is this. If you want more fun, excitement, you can catch me in Capp tonight. Monday Madness, Mutant Monday, GAC Spaces, XApp. Pull up. It's already scheduled. We'll be in there. Oh, Mr. Producer will be there as well. So you can show up with the grandpa, see how everything's doing. Shout out to everybody in the Grandpa Ape Country Club. We're going to have a great day. It is a holiday, so hopefully you still get some good things done today, my friends. Above and beyond that, make sure you wrote some things down. Make sure that you share the show with somebody. Don't be a host. Share the show, as Cap says all the time. It's very, very important for us. And get some movement in. Don't get too stuck behind the TV variety days you watch all the changes that happen. You still have to continue making change in your life. So get up, get some movement, some action. Life rewards effort, and you got to put it in today. So shout out to everybody. Appreciate you, Cap. Shout out to DZ and everybody in the chat.
Shout out to One. Appreciate your perspective, your vibes all morning long. Thanks for helping these people start their day the right way. You have a fantastic rest of your Monday because you, sir, deserve it. As for the rest of you humming beans, tapped in, tuned in, locked in live in prime time here to episode 650 of Forge and Fuel. Can't thank you enough for being here. Shout out to helping us get to 650 episodes and however many more we get the opportunity to have from here on out. It is a blessing, and we are highly favored to be able to do this every single day. Thank you for allowing us to share our perspectives and our messages and our thoughts with you guys. We don't typically make a big deal out of milestones like some people do because we just keep showing up, staying on the consistent, persistent pursuit of our passions. It's just another day, another show, another opportunity to keep getting better. And we hope we allowed you to do at least that, if only by 1% this morning. Thanks for investing some time here with us. Before we get you officially out of here, a couple of reminders for you. If you want to get involved in the Gateway, I know we referenced it a few times here over the course of the show, get more involved with the Diamond Ham fam and some things we got coming up around the bend. Dive in. You can find that link in this episode's description. Also with Mine and Shine Apparel, the GACC Pro Shop, Diamond Hand Media Group's website, and anything else you might possibly need related to DHMG or GACC. Find it all down in this episode's description. And if you're playing around down there while you're laughing, maybe you could also subscribe, if you haven't already, to whatever channel you're on, whether at YouTube, Rumble, or X. Maybe turn on a notification bell so you don't miss any posts or any live shows or any additional content on any channels or platforms. Maybe leave this show a like if you enjoyed the program this morning. Maybe share it out. Don't be a host. Share the show with somebody you know could use these vibes today and start their Monday the right way. Maybe you could give us a 5-star rating if you're over on Spotify, Apple, or Amazon, or honestly, in just all transparency, just please smash the shit out of whatever button you see on your screen, as it only helps us continue to grow and flow on this show and all the shows that fall under that umbrella. Nah, me. But for now, my friends, that's all we got for you. It's time to bid thee adieu. But not before we remind each and every one of you that number one, even a 2-year-old can make an excuse. What? So stop banging your rattle on your high chair, click out of the son of a bitch, and get back to work. Number two, even a dead fish can go with the flow. What? So maybe instead of floating downstream, turn around and try using those fins that God blessed you with for a change. And number three, being that this here show is a member of the Diamond Hand Media Group, what? I ask you keep in mind that DHMG, we don't only HOLD, we hold each other up. And right now is one hell of a time to flex those diamond hands. Shut up! Teaching every one of you flexing those diamond hands on a day in and day out, night in and night out basis. I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. Thanks for always showing up. Thanks for starting your day the right way here at Forge and Fuel. Thanks for being consistent and persistent on helping us pursue our passions. We'll continue to show up every day and pay back that investment to you, give you some high quality ROI, and help you be on the consistent, persistent pursuit of your passions and reach your destinations at the same time we do. Or maybe a little sooner, maybe a little later. Either way, at least we're on the right path together. But for now, my friends, that's all we got. We thank you for being the difference, being the change, setting the precedent that we want to see not only on YouTube, Rumble, or X, but in this entire wide world. Thank you for being super soldiers. Thank you for being the 1%. And to you OGs, thanks for being the Diamond Hand fan. We'll catch you on the flip side. Tonight, GACX DHMG Spaces, 8 p.m. Eastern or 8:30 p.m. Eastern. 7:30.
It's 8 a.m. I'm sorry, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time.
8 p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 p.m. Central, 7 in the mountains, and 6 p.m. specifically. We will see you at that space or another space before then. Maybe another show, a Discord, maybe a DM group chat, a VC, or even the Gateway, baby. But for now, we officially bid thee adieu, and we say unto you, peace and love.